Audio check, audio check. Hello. Good evening, folks. Howdy there, Red Ramen. Are you down for some Ace Attorney? I hope you're ready for some mystery solving. And also, hi. Yeah, what's up? I noticed your Gundam build, your Barbatos build. It's looking dope, man. I'm excited to see it. Like, I mean, I want to see how you pose it and stuff. Like, you're gonna take some cool photos with it So that's dope. And now that I've finished a lot of stuff, I'm probably gonna get started on my model soon too. To those of you watching the VOD from the future, hello as well. And also, actually, there's no end. Also. Who's ready for some Ace Attorney? Yeah, just, I don't know. I don't have much to say. I was streaming earlier today, so I'm like a little tired, but like I'm still good to go for gaming. Start playing from the saved game data. Let's do it. Let's go say hi to my new favorite NPC, unless she's evil. I mean, she might be evil.
Might be your favorite NPC. Look at Mustache over there.
Yeah. Is it Mustache or is it a statue?
And a bob? It's the Bobby with the scarf.
I think it's a different man.
It looks like a different man, but he's got the scarf.
Yeah, he's got the scarf. I haven't pressed on that because I'm not sure if he's real or wax. He might be real. But yes, we are hopping right into it. I believe we're going to be going right into a Shome's deduction, which will be perfect because then CaptnmcD will get to see what I saw just before the stream ended. You shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Waxwork's fate. To begin with, he gets back into his pose. To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so helpfully from your bag. In my estimation, some 200 pounds. That is all my own money. So what does this large sum of money reveal? Ah, not as much as the involuntary glance you cast, it would seem, Madame Tuspel. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that public notice. Not the guy on the floor at all, no.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, don't worry about him. He's not important right now, I guess. A waxwork for sale. Your business has hit hard times, it would seem. In short, you sold the infamous killer, the centerpiece of your special exhibit, for the sum of 200 pounds. No.
French.
Yes, she is Madame Tuspels. Now, let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented. Who is the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor? It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock, the cause of which is clearly known to you.
He's got long hair in the back.
Oh, even better. She only gets more powerful. Tuspel. Unfortunately, madame, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt the man such a socking blow was, of course, 200 pounds of force, in a literal sense. It would appear that you twisted this gentleman around your little finger most effectively. What are you suggesting? He rashly agreed to purchase the waxwork for the sum of 200 pounds. Only when he came to hand the money over, did it occur to him what an extortionate amount he was paying. But the money was no longer in his hands. And the result? The scene we see before us. He collapsed in shock.
He didn't even do anything. He just collapsed in shock.
200 pounds? Ooh, just dead.
Well then.
Yes, the killer in this special exhibit fetched a killer price. But wouldn't that mean that it still would be around?
Natural causes. If he just shocked himself to death.
Oh, we can only pray that this gentleman's dreams are not plagued with regret. I like that he forms into his conclusion, sold for cash. Waxwork location. The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that changed hands? Let us consider that problem for a moment. You cannot possibly. What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is this young man standing over there. I'm quite certain that's I think that's one of the waxworks. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his neckerchief. Such as is worn by policemen as a secret sign to fellow members of the force that a crime is being perpetrated. Oh, hold on. Let me put on my crime scarf. Gotta let people know without letting people know.
I was gonna say, but Sholmes is in on that, so he knows it's a crime.
Oh, Sholm knows the crime
and
scarf.
He just told everybody else in this room.
Yeah, and now
it's not a secret.
No, it's not a secret. They're gonna have to find a new crime scarf or a crime hat. I love the idea of there's like, oh no, somebody's getting mugged in the streets, and then you see someone in regular wear look around for a bit, and then he like takes off his hat and then puts on a slightly larger hat and like looks around. He's like, someone's got to see the sign.
You need your scheming glasses.
My scheming glasses. Yes, this young man is an undercover policeman, currently investigating this museum. I know him well, in fact. It's Sergeant John Clay. Not Sergeant John Wax?
I was gonna say, is he made of clay?
What are you talking about? The man's quite a celebrity. He's received triple accolades at last year's policing awards.
Which police awards?
But next we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with the particularly unsightly visage. I've been watching closely and he hasn't moved a muscle. Almost, in fact, as if he were waxwork. But you... Your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madame. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious price tag. Three pence for an entire old man. That's a good deal. Threepence, a tragically low price, you might say. Though perhaps the going rate for aging waxworks riddled with cracks. I'm betting that's for the scarf that he's wearing. And yet you sold it to the portly gentleman for an exorbitant £200. The sort of plucky behavior that's sure to attract the attention of Scotland Yard. Isn't that so, madame? I do not. Yes, the waxworks you sold has already been seized by the police and remains in their custody as we speak. The old man must be reunited with his grave in the special exhibit, and not a moment too soon. And not a moment too soon. The conclusion discovered already. No, we know what's up. So, I'm not sure, Captain McD, if you heard my whole hypothesis for how the crime went.
Nope.
So, okay, wait. And it'll be relevant to the end of this because a waxwork is missing. So, I'll use my pointer to illustrate.
You think the man in the scientific
was
wax?
You already know.
He melted and then it wasn't actually a body.
Well, okay, there's that, but here's what I think also. No, because you see the man getting to the machine at the beginning. A person definitely gets in.
But I mean, like, whatever remains they have,
Yes, I believe that might be fake. Because the forensics team, only the forensics team is allowed to go and look at it, and the forensics team could just be bought off.
Yeah.
So what I think is going on is Warpy from here, pew 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 pew, right? Shot something through here, except not. I think man was on here, whoop, and man is in here, and then like, we saw hot air balloon scrap. Or it's not confirmed hot air balloon, but it's like canvas with rubber. Yeah. And I'm like, that sounds like a hot air balloon scrap. So probably what happened is hot air balloon go bang, something go in here, and this is where the fake man is. Mm-hmm. And basically it's the Prestige. Yeah. Like I've been saying that the entire time. And I'm going to continue saying it. Because that's what I think happened. And that's relevant because we have now found a wax museum where it probably got the body from. This concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle. The mystery is, there is no mystery. How perfect. She's got her wax ready. Oh no. She's ready to dunk you in. I see I've stunned you all into silence. No worries, hold your applause.
You have, Hurley, you have. And you've obviously upset this young lady in the process. Her cauldron looks awfully hot.
If I could just bring up one point, Mr. Sholmes. The notorious Naruhodo 1 point. I'm all ears, my dear fellow. According to your deduction, then, this special exhibit featured this old policeman. So that would mean that he's the particularly ruthless murderer, wouldn't it? The Keller Policeman. Automole. Sorry? It was a mysterious series of murders that rattled the capital only last year. The police rushed to the scene every time, only to find the culprit had disappeared into the ether.
And it turned out the culprit was a policeman himself, a senior officer by the name of Automole.
So you mean that's who the sinister-looking old man there is supposed to be? Indeed. It is a particularly grim face, is it not? I'm waiting for him to just wake up. Unforgettable. In fact, yes, I remember that odious countenance only too well. But is 200 pounds a lot of money for a wax model? It would be enough to afford one of the latest steam carriages, if that puts things in perspective.
Yeah, but it's a work of art.
So it's quite a lot then. I don't know. Yo, listen, bro.
Is there anything else you wish to add? Before I melt you down.
That bubbling wax is looking more and more ominous.
And the smell of all that molten wax is starting to worry me.
Mr. Sholmes did more or less just accuse her face to face, so I think I might have to call in your assistance here, Iris, if that's all right, to make some minor corrections to the great detective's great deductions.
Of course it's all right. We'll soon set things straight.
Yeah, she's not usually around for us to be like, Sholmes, that was terrible.
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
She usually just hears Sholmes come home and be like, I solved the case. She doesn't see the bumbles along the way.
I think she sees the bumbles at home and just like assumes. Let's get started then.
Before Madame Tussbells vents her anger.
Just what I was waiting to hear, my dear fellow. So, Madame Tussbells, in accordance with our agreement, you shall now have the pleasure of seeing this famously great detective and temporary exhibit at work. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Waxworks fate. To begin with, we must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so helpfully from your bag. In my estimation, some 200 pounds.
That is all my own money.
So what does this large sum of money reveal? Ah, not much as the involuntary glance you cast, it would seem, Madame Tuspel. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that public notice. She definitely looked in this direction, it's true.
But I'm not sure she'd sell any of her waxworks, even for 200 pounds.
Oh?
She must pour her heart and soul into making them, don't you think?
And she
Over and
has
above the
a
wax.
mission.
If it were me, I wouldn't sell them for anything.
For that much money, I would. But it sounds like that makes me a bad person. That's a good out of context. Well, anyway. Man, I just can't get over how cute Iris's current outfit is. Look at that. Does that not, just like...
You like the big hat?
It's such an awesome big hat. It's adorable. Anyway, I wonder if the 200 pounds could have some other significance.
Let's follow that furtive glance again and see if there's anything else that could explain it.
Something else in this direction. What else is around here? Wait, okay, let's click public notice to enhance waxwork for sale. Would anyone really buy models of mass murderers?
I think I'd rather have 200 pounds in my pocket.
Exactly. You could buy one of those brand new types of steam carriages. That's what I'd spend it on if I had it, no question.
Oh, I'd buy all the herbs in the world.
There must be another explanation for the money. We need to keep looking.
The gas. It's those lamps.
Aha!
200 pounds. Right
Hey,
there.
that says 200 pounds right on it.
What's that note doing pinned on the wall there?
Oh, yes, let's see. Dear Madame Tuspel. Oh, Ransom? We've taken the prisoner from this room. Oh, not Ransom. Maybe it's a... We've taken the prisoner from this room. The price for his safe return... Oh, it is Ransom. Okay, is 200 pounds.
Do you think she's trying to get a wax figure back?
Oh,
That's
she's trying to get
the
it back?
That's
Yeah.
the prisoner? It's one of her creations?
Yup, seems like it. Have the money ready by noon on 23rd October. It's the 22nd right now, I'm pretty sure.
That's
I think
why
it
she's
is.
carrying it on her. That's why she's like, it's all my own money. She's
Yeah.
just ready for whenever they come.
What?
This is... It's just like the sort of thing that's left behind when someone's kidnapped.
Yes, it's a ransom note.
Exactly. Ransom note. It's not only note on the wall, it's ransom note.
Take that!
By that, ransom note. The significance of the 200 pounds is revealed by that ransom note. Quite so, and we must congratulate these criminals on their inventiveness, abducting a waxwork.
Oh,
200 pounds is no small ransom fee, yet you clearly intend to pay for it.
the model in question has special importance. So I put together all the money I have. All the money.
You know what, I'm not doing an accent. I'm bad at accents. I'm bad at certain accents. I'm bad at all accents, but I'm especially bad at French ones. Zut alors. I don't have enough.
So I put together all the money I have.
In summary then, the 200 pounds you have in your handbag is ransom money. Now, let us explore the next curiosity with which we are presented. Who is the portly gentleman stretched out so peacefully on the floor? Oh. It would appear the man has suffered a severe shock, the cause of which is clearly known to you. Unfortunately, madame, keeping secrets does not appear to be your forte. What dealt the man such a shocking blow was, of course, the 200 pounds. So if the waxwork was kidnapped, where does that leave us in terms of who this man is?
We could just ask him when he comes around.
I think the point of this exercise is to understand the beauty of the deduction process, Iris.
Yes, you're right. Hurley's trying so hard. We mustn't let him down.
Well, there's a little doubt that he suffered a shock. That much seems clear. But in that case, what's Madame Tuspel trying to hide?
What's in her
Let's
bag
have
on
a
the other
closer
side?
look around.
Like she's got something in
Oh, let's
the
examine,
other side.
examine. Oh,
Do you see what I mean?
oh, wait.
She's God, what's those?
Oh, those are not identifiable. Wait, that's not her hand. She's holding a hand. It's subtle, but it stands out enough.
This is just Madame Tispel's right hand, isn't it?
Yes, it must be. I can clearly see her left hand after all.
Oh, but wait a minute. This is a left hand as well. Look.
Oh my god, I can't believe Madame Tispel's a freak with 2 left hands. And also a right hand, holding that second left hand. Don't say such creepy things, Iris, please.
And it seems very stiff too. In fact, it's really hard.
Wait, how can you... You mean...
She went over and touched it.
It's made of wax? Waxwork. Yeah, it's like you can't fully see it, but if you're at like here, you could see that she's holding it. Because for a second I was like,
a cuff.
Ah, yeah, it's got a cuff. She doesn't have a cuff. That's amazing. Okay, that was really good actually. The double bait, waxwork hand. What dealt the man such a shocking blow, of course? The waxwork hand. Indeed, with a solid waxwork limb, one could deliver a very substantial blow.
How could you...
The hand protruding from the bottom of your cape. It ought to be a right hand, but closer inspection reveals that in fact, it's a left hand.
Ah!
And somehow, and somewhat masculine as well. In other words, it does not belong to you, madame. It is the hand of a waxwork model.
It's just like an eye so it belongs to me.
Yeah, so it is my hand. Oh, okay.
Some of the visitors to my museum can be troublesome. And they meddle with the exhibits and cause damage.
So you mean that arm?
It's the beatdown arm.
It's the beatdown arm. Yo, it's the beatdown arm.
Oh, he was trying to steal it.
This gentleman saw fit to try to remove it as a souvenir.
No small keepsake. Like taking a whole branch of a cherry tree when you go to view the blossoms.
I'm afraid I had to teach the man a lesson.
You confronted the man and tried to take the arm back. And the result, the scene we see before us. He was knocked unconscious. A point we may need to revisit later. But for the time being, we have a conclusion. Yes, the killer in this special exhibit has been kidnapped.
Whoa.
Da-na-na! Oh my god! Kidnapped. Mission solved. I mean, case closed. Waxwork location. The question that arises then is what has become of the waxwork that has changed hands? Let us consider that problem for a moment.
You cannot possibly.
What immediately strikes me about this conundrum is the young man standing over there. Who is this fellow? To find the answer, we need only observe his
I
neckerchief.
think the other side of him. Is he the arm that was stolen?
Oh, is his other arm missing? According to Mr. Sholmes, the yellow neckerchief is a sign to other policemen that some crime is underway.
A way of communicating with his colleagues without revealing his identity, yes. It's a secret that's closely guarded by Scotland Yard.
That Mr. Sholmes didn't hesitate to give away.
Well, uncovering secrets is in any true detective's nature, of course.
Right. Anyway, judging from Madame Tispel's reaction to Mr. Sholmes' deduction, I think perhaps we might not have identified the man quite correctly. What reveals the identity of the young man? Yeah, okay. Yeah, good call, CaptnmcD. Yeah, his arm's missing. Shoulder stub. What the? Man has a stub sticking out of his shoulder where his arm should be.
Well, that settles that then.
Right. This isn't a real person at all.
His entire arm's been ripped off from the shoulder down.
His arm's been... Of course, that ties in with what we just found out. I don't know why I'm even surprised by that.
Take that!
I really love how these are set up. Stop by to say hi, excited to check out the VOD later. Wicked Mina, hello. Also, Mina, check out the Tales of Arise VOD. Tales of Arise is fucking dope. I'm gonna play more of that too. Check out his shoulder stub. No such boneless human walks this earth. Of that I can assure you. In other words, the man standing here, the young Sergeant John Clay, is in fact defying all odds, a waxwork model.
Defying all odds. There's a bunch of wax models around here.
Yeah, we're in a wax model museum. That's the highest odds you could have of a person being made of wax. I seem to remember it was you who concluded he was a real person in the first place, Mr. Sholmes.
He has become quite a celebrity in London, being the winner of no less than 3 policing awards last year. I simply had to make a model of the man.
So it is the guy that Sholmes remembers.
Naturally, what other explanation could there be? And it was this detective's arm that was pulled off by the man on the floor in the special exhibit, wasn't it? Next, we turn our attention to the old man sat before him with the particularly unsightly visage. I've been watching closely, and he hasn't moved a muscle, almost in fact as if he were a waxwork. But your reaction only confirms my suspicions, madame. I noticed it at once, of course. Observe. The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious price tag. Whoa, a killer policeman called Ottermole, was it? Was he well known?
It was all over the papers last year, but I can't say I know what he looks like. It's a very low price, though. 3 isn't much money.
Only enough for a few measly hours of gas in Mr. Gareb Deb's delightful lodgings, in fact. Maybe only even a hot dog. This is a special killer taken from the special exhibit. Is it? Waxwork that somebody stole from the museum and tried to ransom for 200 pounds. Is this crusty old policeman Ottermole? Really?
Perhaps we should have a good look around again and see if another idea crops up.
Oh. he's waiting. He's like, I just want this guy to shut up. Look at this. The old man's tapping his foot like crazy.
He seems to be fast asleep, though.
He's not tapping his foot consciously then? So you mean...
It must be a twitch.
Never mind that. The point is, waxworks don't tap their feet. Yet.
Or twitch.
Look at his arm, too. We've seen a scarf like that somewhere else around here, haven't we?
The yellow one to indicate a crime.
Oh, there's crime going on. Scarf on the arm. Is the old man a waxwork or the real human? I mean, we're just gonna present that.
Take that!
The telltale sign that instantly proves whether or not this old man is a waxwork is the obvious twitch. Even the most realistic of waxworks do not exhibit a twitch. In other words, this splendid old man is in fact a genuine member of Scotland Yard. Slight shift in your choice of adjectives then. And there you have it. Well, Madame Taspel?
Well, what? It was me who contacted the police and demanded that someone come in the first place. He's clearly fatigued. He's sound asleep. He's sound asleep.
But then, what's this tag about showing a price of 3 pence?
No doubt the price tag of the muffler which the old Bobby purchased recently at the local market. And I presume you've observed the scarf tied around his arm? Does that not strike you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, the secret sign used by detectives to show that some criminal activity is currently underway.
Of course, because as you know, there's been just such criminal activity happening here.
Oh, that's another Madame Taspel Sprite. Gotta take it.
As you deducted from the very beginning, Detective.
So it would seem that we finally arrive at the truth.
The waxwork of the especially ruthless killer from the special exhibit has been kidnapped. Oh no, I was too slow. Ah, it's okay.
And Scotland Yard is already investigating. But the model's whereabouts remain a mystery. This thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle.
If we just looked at the ransom note in the beginning, all of this conclusion? No conclusion.
Still a mystery.
Still a mystery. Elementary, my dear Renosuke. Mr. Naruhodo.
All sorts of people visit my museum here. Men and women, young and old. Sometimes they drop in just for a short time on their way back from the pub. I welcome them all. But if anyone tries to damage my exhibits, I do not take it lightly. Anyway.
Oh! Yep, just...
Your great deduction was even more enchanting than I had been led to believe. Led to believe.
It was a pleasure, my dear madam. I'm gratified that you enjoyed the spectacle. And as for your rough customer, I've no doubt he'll regain consciousness shortly and return home. What concerns me more is the waxwork from the special display, if it was indeed genuinely abducted.
Yes, tragically it was.
She doesn't seem upset about that.
She doesn't seem... It seems like she has a lot of clues of, oh no, my thing was stolen and a ransom note is here. Oh no.
Most people wouldn't leave a ransom note in the open.
Yeah, a ransom note wouldn't be left in the
They're usually
open.
like, don't tell anybody about this. Keep it a secret. And
Yeah,
you go,
yeah.
"Oh," and you hide it.
Yeah, most ransom notes are like in This seems like a setup.
Yeah.
Oh no, Madame Tuspels. I think she might be in on it. Oh no.
Then I would ask you to recount to us the events surrounding the stolen waxwork. In as much detail as possible, if you please.
Very well. But after I have told you what I know, I must insist that you return to your work.
Yep. The talents of a great detective could be put to better use, I feel. But as you wish.
Hey, the stolen waxwork. Tell us more about the stolen waxwork, please.
It was some days ago now, when I came in here one morning. I immediately noticed that a waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here. It is your most prominent display, so that's why the curtains were closed. And I found the ransom note in its place.
The culprit must have broken in during the night and taken it then.
So the waxwork was stolen. It was a model of some horrible criminal, I suppose. Of a particularly horrible criminal, in fact. The killer who left a more profound scar on society than any other, I would say. The Professor.
Moriarty.
Moriarty? Wait, is this Moriarty known as a professor man?
Yeah.
I don't know what face to use for this. I'll use this one. Wait, no. It's Moriarty! Oh no! What was Moriarty's deal?
He's the big bad guy of the Sherlock Holmes books.
I mean, like, I know that's the deal, but like, what he do?
I have not read to the end of Sherlock Holmes,
Oh.
so I couldn't tell you.
Well, Moriarty is Big Boss Badman. I wonder if we're gonna find Morty or some version of Moriarty here.
The Professor.
Not a name I've heard of.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, it seems the circle is complete.
Sorry?
The Professor case happened around the time I was born, didn't it?
Indeed it did, Iris. 10 years ago, a series of murders that rocked the capital.
10 years ago?
Yes, at exactly the time that Barak Van Zeeks graduated from university, in fact.
Yes. So, dialogue thing. Hairbrain knew Van Zeeks.
I know, they
from
went to school together.
Yeah, and then, okay,
One
so...
is science and one is in law.
And you heard the
They got along
life-changing event? You heard that they had a life-changing event?
I don't know. Did they explain the life-changing event?
We are explaining that now, I guess. Because they're like...
He said Baron von Zeeks was a very nice guy,
Mhm.
and that when he was away in Germany, when he came back, he was shocked to find that Van
Zeeks is
was what he
super
is now.
mean.
And then he said apparently he had a life-changing event, but he doesn't know what it is. Did they talk about what it is?
That's what this is going to be, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure we're on the same page here. Boop. What? Surely he's not saying.
So the big event that changed Mr. Reaper's life?
Was it crossed with the professor?
As you've surmised, it was the Professor case.
Who was the professor then? The professor!
It was a series of gruesome murders that had all of London gripped in terror a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested and put to death.
And now he's immortalized here in wax for all Londoners to admire and enjoy. Though, of course, he happens to be absent at present on account of the abduction.
But I don't understand. How is all this related to Lord Van Zeeks?
You must first understand, my dear fellow, why it is that the Professor earned such infamy. It was due to the victims he chose, some of Whitehall's finest.
What do you mean, Hurley?
The government official.
Those murdered by the Professor were some of the highest members of British aristocracy, members of the nobility, even royalty. It sent shockwaves through the country's administration.
Members of the... Oh, wait, of course! What Professor Hairbrain said. Lord Van Zeeks is from a family with noble blood.
Oh gosh!
It was the 5th victim that led to the Professor's arrest. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of Clint Van Zeeks.
Yeah, so that's... So, yeah. No! I don't believe it! Van Zeeks! Yo, Naruhodo, you should have seen that coming a mile away, man.
I'm sure you can piece together the rest for yourself. In the wake of his older brother's
Older brother!
the young Barak pursued a career as
So
a
he has
prosecutor.
that giant painting, so he never forgets.
Oh, it's his bro.
That's his
Oh,
reason to go on.
That's why he also has a dead bro. Ooh.
And eventually became the Reaper we know today.
And that's why he super goes hard on, like, all these cases. Because he's like, nah, man, these people need to be put to justice. I had no idea Lord Van Zeeks had such a tragic past.
Well, I'm afraid that's all I can say on the matter. For the time being, at least. After all, I have work to do. Boop. As a waxwork exhibit.
I'm afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well.
Oh, yes, of course. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. This scene really feels like... Because we're not resolving the ransom. It really feels like she's just... Oh no, it got stolen. None of the predicted scenarios I've been analyzing involved you coming to visit me here. What? Who said that? Oh, huh.
It's been too long, it really has. I'm delighted to see you, Barak. It's been 10 years, and here we are, meeting in a prison of all places.
I can't forgive myself for what happened to Mr. Osman. I just can't. I still can't believe it could happen.
Tomorrow, the court will decide.
Yes. I have a young Eastern man acting for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though. It was an accident. A terrible accident. He assures me he can prove it.
I must warn you.
Oh, I know. I've heard already. You're going to be prosecuting, aren't you?
Yes.
Since I returned to England, I've heard lots of stories. Baroque, are you really...
What?
The
What?
Reaper.
Never mind. I know that you have my best interests at heart.
My friend is on trial. I wouldn't entrust it to anybody else.
Oh! Of course, I fully understand. Thank you, Baroque.
Until tomorrow, then. I'll see you in court.
So he doesn't want it to be
So-
settled in a way that he doesn't agree with. He
Oh,
wants
yeah.
To see the whole trial happen and unfold and be able to be like, well,
To flesh out the details.
maybe this though. Yeah.
Because it seems like Van Zeeks is definitely like,
Because he, even if it was his friend, he wouldn't let him off.
oh, he's not gonna let him off.
But he would be able to be like, let's keep this going until all the evidence comes so I can feel like, cool, I sentence you because you're guilty, or cool, we got you off because that's what it said.
I think it's also, yeah, I think it's the like, if it's any other lawyer, I will steamroll them and I will give you the harshest sentence because it's what I do.
Yeah.
But with this kid on trial, he's gonna drag it out. Everyone's gonna hear all the facts. We're gonna be stuck there all day.
23rd October, 8:52 a.m. The Old Bailey. Defendant's antechamber.
I can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. And now here I am, back at the Old Bailey.
Mr. Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo.
Good morning, Professor Hairbrain.
I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. The atmospheric pressure in here is off the charts. I've never felt anything like it. It's crushing me.
I feel it every time I'm here. That gravity.
Well, this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure?
I think it's probably all in the mind.
Yes, well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm counting on you in today's trial to save my life. To save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine from being made public.
Yes, I understand. I know what I have to do. I have to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident.
Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, really. Justice will prevail.
My commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. My commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have been lumbered with the most tiresome case here. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, I didn't expect to see you here.
That was very mean, Bruno. Leave me alone at home with Hurley. It took me at least an hour to wake him.
Oh, is it? Are you? Herlock Sholmes?
Indeed, sir. I am he. Herlock Sholmes, baby.
Oh, I've heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany.
Ah, yes. Rand's magazine is on sale in Germany, too.
This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction in the Adventure of the Silver Blaze was wonderful. Wonderful.
Ah, yes, a memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, I seem to recall.
No, that was the Speckled Band.
Well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay.
I just had to drop off Iris.
Oh.
I have urgent business at Madame Tuspel's.
You mean your waxwork job?
No, the waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged my services.
So you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you?
The week's wages depend on it, as does the safe return of the waxwork, naturally. As such, I intend to give it my undivided attention.
Oh, well, never mind then. I understand. That's cool, bro.
Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be as easy as proverbial pie. I shall return forthwith.
If she's only gonna pay you if it comes back safe, that thing's been melted.
Oh, that thing is
You have
possibly
no
dead.
week's wages.
Yeah, no week's wages.
For until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description.
Yep. All of us then.
Oh, then you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley.
Quite, Iris. Quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know? Whenever I give something my full attention, I have a quite insatiable desire for a pie. One of the universe's intractable mysteries, you might say.
Oh, yes, quite. Definitely. Absolutely. I totally understand. Is someone a little starstruck?
I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Hairbrain.
He's gonna eat so much more pie because of you.
Why, thank you. Oh, he's gonna eat pie all the time now. He's like, oh, Herlock,
Herlock
just like
pie.
Herlock would do.
Before I depart, Mr. Naruhodo, a word in your ear, if you please.
What's this about?
As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I feel I ought to inform you. As compelling as this super high voltage instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation, such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition, is quite impossible.
But the professor said the demonstration was a success.
Yes, it would appear that he fervently believes it was.
I've read Professor Bunnybrain's paper about it too, Runo, and I have to say,
Makes no sense.
I'm sure it can't be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically.
So he's completely barking up the wrong tree. But how could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding, in fact, succeed? It's contradictory.
They're like, that's why we know a game's afoot.
And that's the contradiction that will be at the heart of the trial, I've no doubt.
What's that supposed to mean?
Now, I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow.
See you later, Hurley.
Oh, good old Sholmes.
Well, looks like you're on your own today, Runo. But chin up. You can do it.
Oh, what about you, Iris? I need you, you're science girl. You will help me a lot here.
No, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do.
Okay.
She's off to go be part of
I see.
Scotland Yard with Ginny.
Oh, she's off to go be part of Scotland Yard. Do I have no assists this round?
Like,
It's going to be a big surprise for you when you find out what it is.
That sounds ominous.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Make your way into the courtroom at once.
We're on our way. Now, dude that was knocked down on the floor, 100% chance he's on the jury today. That's my bet.
how many people of the jury?
How many people of the jury?
Repeats.
Okay.
What's your number?
Ooh, how many people are repeats? Okay. I guess.
How many are on the jury? 6.
Yeah, there's 6 people on the jury.
So you think Big
I
Man's
know.
on the jury?
I think that dude's on the
Because
jury.
you think he needs to be there to be involved with the case.
Oh, he
that
has to be.
brought up.
Mhm,
So you could go for 5 then,
I'm thinking 5. I'm
because
thinking
that's
5.
like what the B lady was.
Yeah, the B lady
We
was the
had
one.
5, and then the important juror.
I hope we get the old man again. The old man is probably my favorite. Like, he's just such a hassle, but he tells great stories.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 again.
You gonna go for 4? Okay, I bet 5. CaptnmcD bets 4. An experiment that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed. And a scientist who's convinced that it did. That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That's the key to this case. Alright, let's see. Come on, 5. 5 repeating jurors. Let's look at the cast. 23rd October.
Entirely new jury.
Oh, no way. They wouldn't give us that.
Floored.
I would be floored if there's a new
It's gonna
jury.
be Irish, Ginny,
Yeah, if it's like
Gregson.
watch it be like watch it be rigged in our favor. Like it's like Susato. It's like all Japanese people. Like everyone from Japan just showed up. The Old Bailey courtroom. Ooh, I think we're 0 for 6. Oh damn.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are sitting today for the public trial of Professor Albert Harebrain. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready.
The defense is ready, my lord.
Did the jury randomization system actually work for once?
Do we actually have a new jury? What the fuck? I'm 6 months out of practice, and what's more... Oh no! Oh man, yo, why'd they do that? Oh.
So you feel, oh,
I already went in feeling alone, but like showing the ghost like disappearing in front of me, man, that's cruel. This game's mean. Is it just my imagination? Or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual?
So, I must say I recollect the victim of this case all too well. Mr. Odie Osman.
Mr. Osman was well known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities.
It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court, prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zieks.
Sorry, I had to take a moment to appreciate my new drying machines, like the house's new drying machines jingle, because we've been installing it for the past couple days, and it's just that little RPG Maker jingle is just, it's so sweet to hear, because now we can do our laundry properly again. Okay, but yes,
the jury unanimously found him not guilty.
Because every member of the jury had been bribed, by the sound of it. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom.
But 2 days ago, on the 21st of October, Mr. Osman met his end. The work of the Reaper, was it?
No, he's faking his death so he can get up to more stuff.
Yeah, that dude is 100% faking his death.
If that is how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Osman's death was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Harebrain.
Very well then. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you've been selected at random to represent the will of the people. All the 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duty.
Whoa! Totally new characters.
I'm most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord.
To have a man's fate in the palms of one hand. To have the man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly. It sends shivers down my spine.
I love this guy's design. Science experiments, magic conjuring tricks, courtroom trials. All are nothing more than performances. It's Waluigi. Yeah.
Oh, any spurious scholar that defiles the reputation of science deserves to hang.
A fellow scientist.
A fellow scientist.
I like corn. We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence, and it's set on one. That's it, isn't it?
Holy shit, she is murdering that corn. Oh my god, it just doesn't stop. She keeps going. She likes her corn.
Look, it's the sleeping bug?
He's back. He was there before. He's just chilling.
So he's gonna have information about the waxwork stuff. He's gonna be relevant.
He is our waxwork collection.
Happening.
Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all.
That's the police killer Automole look-alike again. And he's as exhausted as ever, it seems. we have a lot of... These faces all look intimidating.
The corn eater.
That's the scariest one of them all. Look at her. You know she's up to something. How round and friendly she looks. She actually kind of looks like a Goron.
Now, I'm sure you are all aware, the incident we are here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition, shortly after its opening.
Though the death toll could have been far worse, with the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators.
A tragic turn of events, and as such, the eyes of all London, no, of the whole world, will be on this trial. It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel.
So that we don't look bad.
Yeah, we don't want the country to look bad. Mm-hmm.
So, your opening statement, please, Lord Van Zieks.
At the heart of this incident is technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world.
One of science's latest developments, I take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage.
The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage instantaneous kinesis.
Good lord!
It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity and beam them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassembled.
I feel like you should have done this with a non-human subject.
Yeah.
This is your first go.
I mean, you would try it on like a hot dog first or something, right?
I
like,
would try it on a not alive object, but if he's saying that
Yeah,
it
hot
has to
dog.
be alive,
then
I would say go for the usual
like a rat.
small animal.
Small animal, or like a bug or something.
Yeah.
Is such a thing even within the realms of possibility?
Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure.
These voices are gonna change because these are all new faces, and I'm running out of voices, so I apologize if they're inconsistent, but it's gonna be what happens.
I don't believe it, that's for sure.
Disassembling people with electricity. My goodness, how shocking.
Oh, the whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis would never stand up to scrutiny.
It's true.
So I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field.
I am, and my word on the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock.
So this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible.
Sholmes makes good scientific advancements. People just say, that's too new, we can't use it.
I think Sholmes also, it's hard, he's in a very tricky place of,
Well,
is he a bumble
dumb
or is he
stuff
pretending
and
to be a
good
bumble?
stuff. Well, you know what it makes me think of? Stuff like Ozma and the baking. You have to try every combination, even the bad ones, to make like the good things.
He reminds me of Zaphod in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Where the description for him in the book is like, Zaphod is very self-conscious about being seen as an idiot. So he'll do a variety of things, like pretend to be dumb, act dumb, and then pretend it was him pretending to be dumb, genuinely being dumb, or like making a 5D chess move that no one saw coming.
What is the prosecution's view on the matter?
The prosecution would assert that the accused instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a success.
Ah, okay. So, you know what? He's laying it out for us, though. What?
What rot?
Order! Order!
Yeah, he has to assert this.
The professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant would be made available. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Osmond's life, in order to be the sole benefactor of the grant.
Ah. That's the angle he's pushing. Okay. But
This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim.
Da-na-na. Zeeks, how could you say that about your friend?
Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. The prosecution's stance is clear. But you will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims.
Gladly, my lord.
Oh, coat off. Here we go. Round start.
Bailiff, show the first witnesses to the stand.
Yeah, we've got multiple people. Oh, okay.
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
He brought himself in as a witness? Hairbrain? Really? Oh, and Gregson.
Yes, sir.
Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide
Well,
Division.
because that guy believes his experiment worked.
Yeah, he believes his
And
experiment
that-
worked.
It works in the favor of the prosecution. He's gonna be like, I saw where he was.
I did it. I did my invention. It worked. Yay.
I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the following investigation. Hairbrain. Albert Hairbrain is a scientist. I love how snappy all of Hairbrain's animations are.
You were born in England, but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct?
Yes, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery. Which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the great exhibition. What you demonstrated was incredible, alright. An incredible explosion. But the science was a success. The instantaneous kinesis worked. Everyone saw it. They must have done. Yes, there was a terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success. Well, that much is undeniable, as shown in this photograph taken here by the forensic investigation team. Huh? That's not what, unless... So, I mean, if he teleported him and the teleport killed him, did it, like, fucking explode his heart? Is that what this image is showing me? I'll sit tight for a second so CaptnmcD can come back and see this. Yeah.
And then I could listen while I'm doing laundry.
This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it. The centerpiece of the exhibition, no less.
Maybe they... Oh, but they're blaming him. I was gonna say, do they think the teleport worked and then he got shot? But...
I mean, now I'm wondering if the thing in the machine was a wax thing, which is weird because, like,
that's why you said it wasn't.
yeah, they show you an opening cutscene of like,
Yes,
hey,
I saw
Hairbrain, get in there, yeah. So, unless it was a high-tech wax so, because that's weird. That, like, his heart fucking exploded.
This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it. The centerpiece of the exhibition, no less.
That's right, my lord. Seems the victim rammed straight into it.
What?
What? That's not how...
Did the other side have like a backpack that he goes into? Like this one?
The Prestige. It's the setup of he walks into the cage and then...
I know, but that's...
Oh, like, where does he end up?
He ends up in a backpack there. He's got straps on to like a wooden plank.
What?
Did you not see that?
Very well. Submit the photograph as evidence.
Put that in the court record. Yeah, he's strapped in. I mean, did he have straps?
That's
I
what
don't
I was
know.
like. His suit was like a white suit. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever, ruffles and whatever, I can just assume is just far away versus close up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember him in the cutscene having to strap in.
Yeah,
So
he had
it's
no
weird
strap on.
That he would have to strap in when he warps somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would think that would be harder to warp someone in.
Yeah, it would
like,
just be just him.
splice them into the straps.
Yeah, it would be just him, yeah. Or if he had the strap, like, yeah. No, I don't know, yeah.
I think that would make your experiment much harder.
I mean, we're gonna argue the science through other logical deductions, so... Because we know it's fake as shit, like, for sure. So, yeah. It'll be a question of why is he wearing straps then, because that will be like, what was that? Okay, anyway. Photograph of the victim has been entered into court record.
As the courts heard, the victim of the incident was Mr. Odie Asman. There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being, he was the man who financed the research for the experiment and demonstration itself.
I see. So to summarize the situation, the defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct?
Exactly.
But couldn't it be that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration?
That's right. That must be it. My splendid machine. My poor splendid machine.
You saw it yesterday, didn't you? We can't even examine the wreckage thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
The what? What? The wreckage? The wreckage?
But that being the case, how can the facts be established? How can it be possibly determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act?
Extremely simply, my lord.
I beg your pardon.
Isn't that right, witness?
Oh, what? Sorry. Me?
No, your neighbor. Yes, sir. It was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty.
What? How can he possibly think that?
Thank you, Inspector. I think we had better proceed to formal testimony.
Oh, okay. For a second, I was like, are you sure it was murder?
Yep, that was murder.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Witness testimony. Affront for murder.
A corpse that went crashing through the crystal tower had a broken neck.
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projections, that's all. That was my mistake.
But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp, right in the heart. Right in the heart. So the victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fella's the only one who could have done it.
What?
An extraordinary business. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart.
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge.
Coroner says death would have been all but instant from a wound like that. You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused.
No. That couldn't be further from the truth.
I have here the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team.
Oh, diagram time.
The victim stood himself inside something called the birdcage, ready to be beamed instantly. Poof. To the second level of the crystal tower, about 25 yards away. The experiment did not go according to plan, however. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended.
The blast? How would Zeke say it? Blah, blah.
So they think he went into the hot air
Accordingly,
balloon.
the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in mid-air.
Yo, okay. Yo, get out of here.
From where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's large round window.
So there's a lot with that is already sus because it's like, yo, what if that was just a hot air balloon he fell out of? Like the actual him, you know?
My word, one assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower then.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident.
Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you.
No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart.
Murder weapon? What are you saying?
This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record.
Your request is granted, counsel.
The autopsy report has been entered into the court record. Let's check that shit out. Actually, we have two things to check shit out.
I was that person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. And the only other person on the stage with Mr. Osmond was that disgraceful excuse for a scientist.
Then really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
Huh, hard to think otherwise, really.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. Whew, it's been a while. Cross-examination. Affront for murder. The corpse that went crashing through the Crystal Tower press.
Hold it!
Are you suggesting that's because he fell from a considerable height?
Exactly, which highlights something else about this whole rum business.
What's that?
The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success.
After the explosion, the cage with the fella inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in midair.
Okay, so that must be the straps. So it warped the dude and the cage. You know, up. I'm using big air quotes on this one.
I figured by that little diagram.
Yeah. So he was strapped in from the get-go.
So although the experiment ended in disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur.
Remind us, Professor, what was the cause of the fatal disaster?
I made a minor miscalculation. The angle of the beam projections, that's all. That was my mistake.
Hold it!
So the angle of projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself, personally? Absolutely. The calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry it out.
Only you got it wrong, didn't you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like it's too complicated
Yes,
for even
that's
us to
right.
figure out.
That's the point. The calculation is so complicated, even I could make a mistake. Do people fall for that brazen confidence? I should try it. I took into account the subject's height and weight, the wind direction, and the ambient temperature. I considered every possible variable, so I just don't understand how this could have happened.
You didn't account for how heavy his clothes were.
Did you account for how heavy his clothes were? Oh my god, you know what's funny? I said that while looking at you. I wasn't looking at the game screen for that. I said that while looking at CaptnmcD. And that's what it says on the screen. Obviously, yeah, she said, did you count for his top hat, she says. Obviously, then, you had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Osmond was wearing at the time, I suppose. Ah! Crackling comets! The answer should have been there! Should have been 3! So much for safety first. The 3 must be for safety third.
The post-mortem examination revealed another injury. A fatal wound.
Hold it!
Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense.
I didn't think I'd have to spell this out, but here we go. Just because there were 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it?
Yeah, 2 right.
Obviously, at first, we thought the bloke had died due to his spine snapping in half as well.
But you're saying that's not the case?
You'll get your answer once I've finished my fish and chips if you don't keep butting in every few seconds.
But we all know that's a bottomless bag. His fish and chips are eternal. Evening, yo. Yo, what's up, Rorix? How goes it, man? Yo, by the way, Rorix, yo, have you seen the movie The Prestige? I'm mentioning this immediately because if you've seen that movie, it's gonna be very prominent in this case. But yeah, how goes it, Rorix? How you doing, man?
The victim plummeted 30 feet into a glass tower. It would be reasonable to assume that as the cause of death.
Ah, okay, you've watched it. Oh, okay. So, yeah, we've got a teleporting machine, quote unquote, that we know is like, so we know the science is busted, at least according to Iris and Shomes, that this teleport machine cannot work. But apparently they're arguing that it does. And that this man killed a guy by teleporting him to like the air and killing him on purpose. Put up Christmas tree today with Rebecca. Oh, nice. And you know what? It's halfway through November, so that's okay. That's allowed. Did you go for a full-size tree or just a mini tree? Oh, and if it's a full-size tree, did you go for a real one?
Ooh. Right, that's what we all thought. But it was a red herring, wasn't it?
7 feet. Ooh, so, okay, full-size tree.
There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart.
Hold it!
Not real, not ballin'. Okay, fair enough. The defense knew nothing of this crucial information.
The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. That was the first we knew of it as well. I can only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense.
Sarcastic and insincere? Thanks. So, what was the nature of this sharp object?
Among the accused tools that were in use at the demonstration, one is of particular interest. This.
Oh, the screwdriver that we found. That looks like an That was the stabby weapon?
Oh, yes. That would appear to be some kind of screwdriver, would it?
There he is. My trusty little companion, Andrew. Andrew? Of course.
You're admitting how much that is yours, so that they can be like,
Yeah.
clearly yours, that means you're the person.
Do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends, like all of my tools. I've named them all, you know. We're one big happy family.
Okay.
Andrew is my flathead screwdriver, of course. Of course. His brother, Michael, is a crosshead.
Well, it would appear that your beloved Andrew has a red stain on his shank.
That isn't.
It's blood beyond all reasonable doubt.
No. Wait. Didn't we... Hold up a second. I thought we saw that screwdriver before. And it definitely did not have blood before. Yo. The forensics team is 100% paid off. Yo, not even a doubt. So, okay, so for a bit more context in case anyone wasn't watching, Mr. Osman, the victim, was recently acquitted of previous crimes, but it's like, you know, an open secret that he paid off the jury for a not guilty verdict. He bribed people in authority, whatnot, etc., etc. So he got off. and then he died again. However, this death, what we're feeling like is that this death might be staged so that he can, you know, like get out, change his identity and whatnot. So, because we saw that screwdriver before and it was clean. So we're suspecting foul play here. So the forensics team may have just been bought off because only the forensics team could investigate the scene and we weren't allowed to.
I was gonna say, you know how it's foul play?
Oh.
Fair play isn't on the jury.
Oh. CaptnmcD says, you know how we know it's foul play? Because Bruce Fairplay isn't on the jury.
And that's not all. The long shot piece of this Andrew fellow is completely consistent with the victim's wound.
What? Yo, this is so rigged. Oh my god.
Order! Order! The court will enter this friend of the defendant as evidence.
The screwdriver has been entered into the court record. So one of Professor Hairbrain's tools is the murder weapon. Great.
So the victim was killed before he went anywhere. And this fella's the only one who could have done it.
Hold it!
What grounds do you have for saying that?
Ha! You really need to ask. There were only 2 people on that public experimentation stage in front of the whole crowd. The victim, Mr. Odie Osman, and the accused, Professor Hairbrain. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive.
That's right. I saw him with my own eyes.
Furthermore, following the explosion and kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body.
Nobody went near the body. Yo, I'm betting that body was the wax figure that was missing.
In other words,
Why did I do the judge voice?
In other words, only someone else on stage with the victim could possibly have done it.
Oh, Hairbrain, what do you have to say about that?
Excuse me.
Professor Hairbrain, you have some information that may be relevant here? Professor. Sorry. I was just calculating the optimum coefficient of electrolysis to separate molecules in the human body. And the witness stand is the best place for that? It seemed as though you might have something to say. Hello? Button? About Inspector Gregson's last remark. Yes, that's right. Of course. He just said that nobody else could have done it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh?
I don't know, but there's no way I could possibly have stabbed Mr. Asman, as you say. Explain, please, Professor.
Of course.
It's more, we saw him with them, and how the fuck is he gonna stab him on stage in front of the crowd?
Of course, this cold-hearted policeman may not be aware, I suppose. But humans are warm-blooded mammals, with blood running continuously through their veins.
I'd heard.
Then surely you see, if I'd plunged something the size of Andrew into the man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath. No, a blood swimming pool.
Oh.
But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time. And yet, not one of them claims to have seen a swimming pool of blood.
Well, no, I suppose not.
You see? Not one.
True, I didn't see anything like that.
Well done, Professor. That was a great counter-argument. Yeah, I mean, deadass, that's right. When the fuck did he stab him then?
order!
He's gonna be like, obviously he teleported the knife later. Oh,
Pray forgive the discourtesy if I save a drop from my hollowed chalice to accompany my old friend's adducing.
huh?
Here's to you, Albert.
Oh, you're too kind, Berg. I'm really not a patch on you.
No, you're not.
No?
You've neglected to mention one crucial possibility.
I have?
A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound.
Ah, of course.
Inspector, enlighten the court, please.
What?
Yes, sir.
Where are they going with this?
Very well. You will amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson.
What?
The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body while it was beamed through the air.
What? But who? When did he get stabbed? How did no one watch him on stage? Unless you're telling me that Albert.
Saying he was far enough away that you could see the blood and it didn't
Yeah.
accessibly because the weapon was still in there. But then who removed the weapon?
I mean, just like
Removed it once he was dead.
we saw.
It wouldn't come out that much when he removed it.
I mean, the truth aspect is that we saw the clean screwdriver on the floor, not beamed with him. But we don't get to do that. We unfortunately have to fight this some other way. So, and also it's just like, let me just strap you in there, sir. Stab. Did no one notice that just, you know, there was an extra thing on the dude's chest while he was getting teleported? Let's press this. Why would you think that, Inspector?
With any wound, it's only when you pull the weapon out that profuse bleeding occurs. Whilst it's still lodged in the body, it acts as a stop of sorts, for want of a better word.
I see.
You don't need a medical degree to be aware of this fact. It's common knowledge for any investigator.
I mean, I think I'm gonna present the photo because he doesn't have the knife currently in him. Or I'm gonna check it. Or I'll check. I'll check what the photo description says. Oh, where's Susato-san when you need her?
If you ask me, this bloke masked what he was doing from view with his body before stabbing Asman in the chest. Then he beamed the victim off stage with his fancy device, screwdriver still where he planted it.
I would never do such a thing. Not to my precious tools. I would never use them for such dirty work. You only use tools for their intended purpose. That's common knowledge for any scientist.
The fact remains the lack of blood on the scene can easily be explained, as the prosecution has demonstrated.
So that's all the testimony I have to work with. I had no idea the victim had been stabbed. That changes everything. Did Van Zieks keep that to himself until now on purpose? To gain the advantage? Well, I suppose all I can do is press these witnesses for as much new information as possible. Okay, so I'm going to go to 5. Statement 5 here. Let's go to present. Photographic print of the... examine. Magnifying glass. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Yep, he definitely got stabbed with this thing. This is blood. Mr. Asman's, no doubt. This is the problem with looking at murder weapons. Boom, 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 boom. Huh, okay. Hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. Additional observations, like some fall from a considerable height. Okay. What else do I have? Okay, so I think the photo shows that he... like, the knife isn't in him in the photo. And that's kind of the only thing I have to go on right now. I'm gonna try it.
Objection!
Ooh, the music did not stop. I am wrong. Oh... yeah, because my initial guess is... oh, he doesn't have the knife in him now. Or he doesn't have the thing in him now. Okay, so that's wrong. That's for about 4 months, though. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. I have to prove my worth before he really does send me back home. Victim stabbed with his left his body as he was beamed through the air. There's a lesion in his chest. We clearly stabbed with something sharp right in the heart. I mean, do we know where this thing was found? The screwdriver? I mean, we found the screwdriver on the stage. Like, that's the super weird part, but like, I don't know how to say that. Do I present it just to see what Naruhodo says? F it, you know what? Mulling over, it's just gonna take up more time. May as well just shoot it. Huh? Oh, I think I wore that like yesterday. Oh. Matches the shape of the victim's wound. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna present it. Where was this knife? Where was this found?
Objection.
Nope. Okay. Okay, so first shot's not quite right. I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit more. Is that the sentence I want to go for? Huh. The post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. If he was warped with it, then it would still have been in him, so you would have seen it. So I think the screwdriver here? No? No, okay. Not there. Huh. Well, I'm bumbling on this one. This is like the first one. Before the tree on our Seals WhatsApp. Ah, okay. I can check that out. Let's see this. Let's see this Christmas tree. Oh, dude, nice. Oh, that's wicked. Oh, and I love all the decorations you put on it. And I noticed a couple familiar ones. And to that I say dope.
You'd have to think again, wouldn't you?
Okay. I would like a CaptnmcD look over to see if you've got any other ideas as well. Because we have the screwdriver and stuff. Clearly stabbed by something sharp in the heart. This is the newest statement. This was an amended testimony.
I wish to see your court record.
Oh, you got the Cro-Magnon lights this weekend and added on. Nice. Okay, court record.
I want to look at everything.
Okay, here, I can give you the controller for a sec if you want. And you can, CaptnmcD can thumb through the stuff, through what we've gotten. Oh, wait, can you click? I didn't notice that there was a check there. Can you go back into that? Can you press A on the handle? It might just say, that's an A. I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. Oh, you know what? I think the screwdriver needed to be updated before I did something. Same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill on the floor of the kinesis machine. Which could be important information. Definitely make a note of it. Oh, wow, okay, that makes it free. Is the distinctive handle. Okay, yeah.
Look at your evidence, Boyle.
Oh, I did look at it. I didn't notice it had the second thing there on the A. Because, yeah, we definitely found this yesterday on the thing. Yeah, so I would have just, I would just present just the screwdriver right now. Yeah, that's a crossbow. Naruhodo does not know what that is. That's definitely a crossbow, though.
He might know when it's opened up.
Yeah. Possibly.
Oh, I want to push it.
You want to push it? Ah, there's some sort of lever here.
Now do you know what it is?
What the? What is this? It looks like a cross between a bow and a gun.
See? He
What could
figured it out
what
once
could
it
that
opened.
what is this? I think it's probably used for the same thing too.
See?
Crossbow. Turns out it's a folding crossbow.
Look at all your evidence.
That thing did not pop up when I glanced over it. That was a tiny hitbox. I missed it. It's a folding crossbow. Okay, yeah. Honestly, I thought that was just gonna be revealed later after he talked about it, and just be like, "Look at this thing." Like you wind this around the bowstring back to create tension. You must be able to fire arrows with a huge amount of force using this device, then.
So you could, I don't know, hit somebody from afar.
Like an
with
air balloon.
a very sharp object to the heart, and then say it was a screwdriver.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine it's far more accurate and powerful than a Japanese longbow. Oh, really had no idea what I was picking up when I spotted this at the exhibition grounds. This groove here must be where the arrows are loaded, I suppose. So I was right. It's a sort of bow with an automatic firing mechanism. This would be perfect for someone like me who catches his ear with the bowstring 2 times out of 3. Oof, that would hurt like fuck. In fact, if I did one of these, maybe I could have beaten Kazuma in Kyoto archery training. I think there was another one. I think it was on the butt of it.
I'm not good at using controllers.
Okay, I think that may be it. Every pixel. Gotta do it. Yeah, I would say just show the screwdriver. Can't find anything out of place, yeah. I want to show the screwdriver to this statement. Because...
I want to keep looking at your stuff.
Well,
Sorry. I don't know what buttons I'm pushing.
it's okay. You can look at the stuff if you want.
Glad I found what you needed.
You can look at the stuff. Can't find anything out of place. It looks like layers of thick canvas with a thick rubber lining of sorts. I've never seen anything like it before, but applying Mr. Shom's methods, you might deduce it was part of a raincoat worn by somebody who really, really didn't want to get wet. And the charring must have occurred when the person was struck by lightning. Or maybe not.
Sounds like a show.
Yeah, that sounds like a Shom's deduction.
Way over the top.
Clearly, this is part of a raincoat, and the charring occurred when the victim was struck by lightning. Yeah, so they're like, person over there, teleporty, whoop, 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 to the right. But see, the diagram includes hot air balloons when it didn't have to, because you know you're gonna need them. I'm glad that it was considerate for that. And yeah, the newspaper that we used. Yeah. You can look at the photo. Man, his glasses stayed on. That's a sign of quality.
Does the magnifying glass do something? Or?
The magnifying glass does not do anything. If there is something to see, you can wait. Just hover over like just his lips. Ugh. It makes it just like deletes his nose and makes him have like a froggy face. Oh, big monocle. Big anime monocle. Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at this whole contraption and like this stone behind his head.
I think that's a pillow.
Doesn't look like a pillow.
I think it's just a very firm pillow. It's like a denim pillow. The ultimate in comfort.
Okay. And the crystal tower is broken over here.
Yep, that is some thick fucking glass or crystal.
In this picture,
Yeah.
this thing's supposed to be the crystal tower?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And that ledge that you're hovering over is where he landed.
Yeah. Okay, you can have your controller.
Okay. Thank you. But yes. So, I mean, I thought the detail...
updated screwdriver, you should be able to do what you wanted to do.
Even though that update, like, I would have imagined that would have been automatic, and I missed the prompt for it. So let's go. Hey, dude, we saw this before.
Objection.
You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is that unequivocal?
Look, there was no blood on the experimentation stage, even though that's where the fellow was stabbed. The only explanation for that is if the screwdriver was still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding. It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world.
Oh, hey, yeah, just like in the, in that first case we had.
Yeah, you wouldn't take,
Don't take the knife out unless it's a poison knife. Yes, but about this screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves, on the experimentation stage.
What?
It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson?
Now you come to mention it, yes.
Yeah, and it didn't have blood on it at the time.
Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate?
no, I stopped them.
That you contravened the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act? No, not at all. I wouldn't do that. I just let him look, nothing more. I was very clear he wasn't to touch a thing.
Yes, that's true.
That's why we didn't get to take that screwdriver.
The screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, should it?
What are you getting at?
If this tool had still been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away to the machine, then it shouldn't have still been on the stage. That's right. It should have been beamed across the crystal tower along with Mr. Asman. And been found still lodged in the victim's chest.
Order! Order! How do you explain this, Inspector?
I don't,
It looks as though everything that the victim had on his person moved with him when he was beamed. The screwdriver was still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesis occurred. Obviously, that should have been beamed to the destination as well.
Ew.
This is a strange situation. Even though people are saying that this instantaneous kinesis is a scientific impossibility, we're still basing arguments on the assumption that it did actually take place. Alright, time to tighten the screws here. My lord, if the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in its argument, we can only conclude that the testimony given in support cannot be relied upon. I think Zeeks wants more from us. I think Zeeks is wanting more. Lord Van Zeeks is stumped. Oh, hairbrain. No, I've got it! He's gonna dig himself out. But it's also because it feels like Hairbrain is digging himself in to unveil something else.
Do you have something to say, witness?
Yes, I knew it. It bears out. The equations hold. Mr. Naruhodo, don't worry. I can incriminate myself even further.
I can prove
About what?
that
Screwdriver?
screwdriver got back to the stage.
Oh no.
Without delving into the details, there is no inconsistency.
What?
Even if Andrew had been lodged in Mr. Asman's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. Andrew remaining on the stage is consistent with my calculations.
So he's gonna
What?
say, since the screwdriver wasn't in the calculations, it wouldn't have been warped.
I'm ready to see what he's gonna say.
And so it would have stayed on the stage.
It would seem your illusions have been shattered. Clearly, we should hear the accused's explanation. Or should I say, this brilliant scientist's explanation.
Just when I'd found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument, he digs himself a hole. Scientists.
Very well. The defendant will testify again. Provide us with a scientific explanation as to why the inconsistency asserted by the defense fails to hold.
In the name of Apollo, I feel my lord. Witness testimony. Okay, why? The inconsistency explained.
To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states the kinesis cannot transport metal, so hence the metal weapon would have stayed put. In other words, the point just raised by Mr. Naruto isn't an inconsistency at all.
Yo, man, that dude had belt buckles and glasses.
Mr. Asman was the patron of my research. Without him, my work wouldn't have been possible. Now I have a duty to protect the incredible machine that we built together.
Yo, man, listen. After going through security at any place ever, you check glasses, you check belt buckles, you check coins. Did this man have keys on him? Probably. Actually, I don't know. Van Zeeks. I like that everyone's like, metal it just doesn't happen. Don't worry about it.
So, the thrust of your testimony, Professor, is...
That based upon his hypothesis, metal objects cannot be moved by this method of instantaneous kinesis.
In other words?
In other words, since the screwdriver is made of metal, even it remained lodged in the victim's chest. Its subsequent discovery on the stage, despite the victim being found elsewhere, is not an inconsistency.
Although, if you think about that, if that's how it worked, that'd be wild. Because if you teleported, all the minerals in your body that are metal would fucking just be left behind. There'd be a cloud left behind you, and you would show up on the other side of the teleport with no iron in your body. Yeah, just like, yeah. Teleports. Oh, sick. Oh! Just, yes. Oh, sick. Just instant anemia.
And therefore,
Professor Albert Hairbrain could still have been the killer.
My great hypothesis holds, you see. We had to make the cage used to contain the subject from wood for that very reason.
I was not addressing you, witness.
Witness. Professor Hairbrain.
Yes?
Whose side are you on here?
I don't take sides, Mr. Naruto. No. My only interest lies in upholding my hypothesis.
Okay. Is he working for us or against us? It's very hard to tell.
Let's see how you cross-examine this testimony, my Nipponese friend.
Yes, far away, Mr. Naruto.
Yeah, this is weird. This is like that Edgeworth moment, except like in a much more blatant way. Because like us winning Edgeworth over in previous games was like, he wants us to win, but it was like a moment of, he saw how evil Vasquez was in the Steel Samurai case, and he was like, what was that you said again? Just open up a question. All right, so to be clear, still at the stage of gathering data, my research. Hypothesis kinesis cannot transport metal though, hence the metal weapon would have stayed put. Let's look at that photo. Oh shit, yeah, it's wooden belt buckles. Oh, but he's got glasses on. Look at those glasses. That's metal, yeah?
Monaco? Yeah, that looks like metal.
Yeah, it looks like metal. Let's go for it. Yo, one shot? Easy, easy. Professor Hairbrain, you say that according to your hypothesis, nothing made of metal can be beamed by instantaneous kinesis using the machine you made. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. Spot on. Exactly correct.
In that case, I'd ask you to have a look at this photograph that was taken at the scene. Oh no, imagine the worst possibility. The glasses go, but the frames leave, and the glass is just like in his face. Ah! In particular, I'd like you to pay attention to the victim's face. You can clearly see that Mr. Osman is wearing a pair of spectacles with a metal rim.
What? Metal? No. Metal can't... That's not metal. No!
We've already established that the proposed murder weapon, the screwdriver, was found on the stage. However, if your hypothesis correctly predicted that outcome, it should also have predicted that the metal-rimmed spectacles would be found in the same place. Ah! My hypothesis! My hypothesis! Professor Hairbrain, this isn't easy for me to say, but your hypothesis is clearly flawed.
Where'd Gregson go?
Yeah, where'd Gregson go? He disappeared for this one, I guess.
Order! Counsel, what is the implication of this?
If on the day in question, the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, then it's entirely possible that the victim was killed somewhere other than on the stage. And in that case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit.
But my hypothesis is sound. I proved it that day. The experiment was a success. The experiment was proof of all my fuck.
Objection. If I could say something here, in my capacity as a fellow of the Royal Society.
He's like, yeah, his iPod.
Yes, juror number 4. Go ahead. As a man of science, there's one thing I simply cannot abide. And that's a fraud who pretends to be a fellow man of science.
What? Wait, great Scott. Are you suggesting my science is suspect?
Yeah.
It's just been disproved, hasn't it? In front of all of us. In other words, the whole demonstration was a complete nonsense from start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I tell you that this man is a heel, a bounder, and a fraud. I say the wreckage of that machine should be stripped down and thoroughly examined.
No, never. That machine is the essence of my entire hypothesis. It's protected by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. What the devil is a blasted act all about, eh? Who made up such a daft rule?
I don't like the way this seems to be going. What's the best way for me to help the professor? Raise an objection, wait and see. What are we trying to disprove? Honestly.
Just wait and see.
I mean, let's do wait and see, and if it penalizes us. Maybe I should watch and wait for the time being.
My feel is that the machine requires a thorough examination.
But what about the special dispensation that's been mentioned? Oh gosh, this is all so much.
If it's determined that the machine itself was the murder weapon, I think you'll find that act won't apply.
Of course it was a murder weapon. Anyone can see that. It's plain as day.
So we're all in agreement, are we? That the machine should be stripped.
If I don't do something, they'll... I just say objection.
I was just say then they'll all go to guilty and you can summation examine.
Yeah.
You have more to work with.
Yeah, we want the summation. We want things to go wrong so that we can make them better.
Have to bring stuff up that we didn't have in the court record.
Yeah, exactly. We have to play the long game here.
Yeah.
Professor Hairbrain has yet to perfect his invention. That would seem to be the case, yes. But even so...
Even so, what?
Going to such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public. He would have absolutely no reason to do such a thing.
Objection! He had an obvious reason to do exactly that.
for the research grant money. If the government was foolish enough to have deemed the man's ridiculous notion plausible, he and his conspirators would have received a handsome sum indeed.
Conspirators?
What would be the value of such a grant? £10?
Yeah. Hey, man.
It would
I
cost
just took
more
it to
than
the-
10 pounds to make that machine.
Yo,
Reserve
listen.
number 2.
Government, we've got instant transportation, and it's proved to work. Can we have some money to develop this technology?
Here's $10.
Yeah, man. I got like $10 for you. Here, I'll get it for you right now. That's good, right?
You're an order of magnitude out, madam. £500 a year.
Oh, you could live handsome on that much for years.
The Society's noticed an increase in bogus public demonstrations in the field of science recently, and plenty of scientists arguing with each other to get the largest slice of the funding cake. People's greed is plenty motive enough for murder, I assure you.
No. I haven't deceived anyone. Least of all the government. My hypothesis is sound. The science is sound. Please, you must believe me.
Objection!
No matter how unbelievable this hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower. Which means that the experiment was a success.
Oh, you know what? Zeke's is setting up the... So... He didn't say anything like, this is foolish, let them vote. He framed it around a specific point so that the jury can contend over that, so that we can deal with them.
Baroque.
And therefore, the only person who could possibly have committed the murder is the accused.
Baroque. Where's this heading? I have no idea.
My lord, if I may,
Yes, Lord Van Zeeks.
the prosecution would like to summon new witnesses to the stand.
Oh,
Thanks.
okay. I didn't see that one coming.
We don't even need a summation examination to get new info?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna summation
Wow.
examination.
It's because he actually wants more info.
Yeah.
In this one.
It's cause he's using us as opposed to fighting us.
What would be the nature of their involvement?
They were spectators of the demonstration at the exhibition, who were occupying special seats.
Eyewitnesses.
Very well. The court grants the prosecution's request. I should very much like to hear from eyewitnesses to the incident.
The prosecution's stance is clear. The experiment was no pastiche. The accused killed the financier victim there on the public stage, before the very eyes of the spectators. Now, my learned friend,
Oh, yes?
it's time for you to make your own stance clear.
Okay, so the stance, what we're saying, so this is to put on the show so as to have fit out things very clear and out in the open. Where does that leave me?
We shall take a short recess now, during which time the prosecution will prepare its new witnesses to take the stand.
As you wish, my lord.
Good. In that case, court is adjourned for 20 minutes.
Is that gonna be to be continued? No, not yet. I'm thinking we're probably gonna wrap it up soon anyway. Oh, it is. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a good time to call it. We did a whole segment and a little bit. Not much new info. This was really just a lot of setup, I think, for what the case is and
What it will wrap up to be.
yeah,
We don't know the.
we're not sure what the end game of this case is.
We haven't found the donut hole.
We have
of the donut.
we have not found the donut hole of the donut yet. Wait, what's that from?
Knives Out.
Knives Out? Oh man. Knives Out is a sick movie. Y'all should watch it. I'm maybe I'll watch it again right
At
now.
first glance, this looks like the donut hole that would perfectly fill the hole in our donut. But it's not a donut hole. It is another donut with its own hole.
Okay, you know what? I think I just need to watch Knives Out again because that's amazing. But yes, so this is definitely Zeke's just like, he's obviously keeping this in secret from us, but it's like he knows what we're capable of, what we'll do, and what kind of show we'll put on. So he's really guiding it in specific directions.
Yeah.
But he's not giving us dead ends.
Yeah, and he's not immediately being like, vote, jury, vote.
Yeah, he's holding off on the vote. Because I actually thought they would have called for a summation examination so we could have argued with them earlier.
Yeah, so that we could get more stuff. But he's like, that's when he's trying to tie it up.
Yeah, that's just when he's trying to tie it up. So this has got to be just like a... It's all a show for us to deal with later. Hello? No. No game. That's not what I wanted to show. Wait, also, is it even visible? Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. No. We're putting this away for now. We're gonna go to the title screen. We'll save again. Why? Because, listen, I'm paranoid, and I've lost enough save files from other things before. So, we're doing this. But yeah, so we're seeing the teleported man. We're seeing people argue, no, it is the teleported man. Actually, it's kind of like the reverse of the Prestige. Because it's like...
Yes.
No, it's the teleported man. He teleported. He's using magic. It's the same man that comes out on the other side of the box. Listen, I've seen the show multiple times. It's the same man that comes out the other box. Except this time we're like, no, teleporting is the only way I know for this trick to happen. So that's gonna be interesting. But I guess that kind of leaves it light on discussion since we didn't learn much new.
Yeah.
So, well, actually, the new sus is that the screwdriver had blood on it, because we definitely gave that to Greg's.
Yeah, we think that that's the investigation.
And that's so the investigation team is absolutely being bribed, as was mentioned, because that's what happened in Asman's original case. But we will see what the wax figure has to do with all this, etc., etc. Next week. So yeah, I'm gonna say thanks for watching. I hope y'all have a good night. I hope you take it easy. Next scheduled stream will be Tekken night. Woo, fight night, which might be moved to Thursday due to my schedule seems to just be forever work late Wednesday, work early Thursday. So gonna discuss that with the boys, and Tekken might just be Thursday night thing from now on. Womp womp. We'll have to see. And then after that will be a mix of Tales of Arise and more Ace Attorney next weekend. So, take it easy. Peace out. Have a good night, y'all.